Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live around the world on Facebook, on twitch.tv, on Mixer and on YouTube. While we're getting everything set up, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Runs and Rides YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun, on Twitter at filmmyrun, and you can also go to the website, which is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, and watch me do all the hard work. Good evening, everyone. Okay, I don't know if you can see the screen. Hang on a second. No, it's a bit small in the corner there, isn't it? Okay. We're going to try something today that I may not finish, to be perfectly honest with you. Because I went running this morning and I'm quite tired. There you go. Right. We are going to do Yasso 800s. I'm going to have to spend 10 minutes explaining to you what a Yasso 800 is. I'll do that as we go. So I'm just going to click workout. You can see here, these are my own workout. I've got two of my own workouts that I've made up. Somebody else has also done a Yasso 800, but this is mine. I don't know if it's any different. And I've uploaded this to my workouts folder in the Zwift folder on my computer. So you can do running workouts and you can upload your own to the workouts folder in the Zwift folder on your computer. So let's just click on that. We'll click on workouts and then we click on run, and there I am. So you can see, and I'll just start walking because I'm freezing cold. I need to get moving. We've got a 2-kilometre warm-up. This might take over an hour, to be honest, so I don't expect you to stay with me for the entire time. But we are going to do 10 sets of 800 metres. And if you look on the list on the left, 2-kilometre warm-up, and then 800 metres at 14.8 kilometres an hour. That's automatically been set by my my paces that have been set from previous runs, and also manually put in by me. So it knows, for example, that my 5k time is about 19 minutes. So it's set my pace based on those times that it knows about. I can manually edit them if I want to. I can also just not adhere to them. And that is probably what's going to happen tonight. I'm going to go a bit slower than it tells me to on screen, but we'll see. Oh, and have we crashed? No. I don't know if you heard that, but my whole computer just stopped. All the music stopped, Zwift stopped, and everything for about 3 seconds. I hope that doesn't continue. Right, so rather than walking the entire session, should we start running? I've got a jumper on. I am going to take my jumper off eventually. I'm looking at Facebook chat if you do want to have a word, although my phone seems to have a problem in the cold at the moment, so it stops reacting. So I'll tell you if I can't see Facebook chat, but at the moment I can. So let's just get up to a little bit of speed, or a little bit of pace, and I'll take my jumper off in a sec. Don't want to go that fast just yet. Okay, so I don't know when this was, some time ago. There's a chap called Bart Yasso. And he invented this training session. It's not based on anything scientific, actually. It's just based on a correlation that he found between marathon running and 10 times 800-meter splits. And it goes like this. If you want to do a marathon in 4 hours, a way to show yourself that you're ready is if you can do 10 800-meter splits with a rest in the middle in 4 minutes. So 4 minutes for 800 meters, then a rest, then 4 minutes for another 800 meters, and do that 10 times. If you can do 10 sets of 800 meters, each one in 4 minutes, then you're well on your way to being able to do a 4-hour marathon. Similarly, if I wanted to do a 3-hour marathon, I'd have to do my 800-meter splits in 3 minutes. And there seems to be a correlation there. It seems to work. Obviously, that's not going to be your only training session. You need to do your long runs, your hill sessions, whatever, as well. But that's the idea. So that's what we're going to do. Whether I do 10 or not, I don't know. I did about 10 miles this morning over the hills. So I'm not guaranteeing that I'm going to do the full 10. But you're more than welcome to stick around, hop back in a little bit later and see how I'm getting on. I'm going to slow down in a minute, take my jumper off, put some camera angles on for you. Actually, we'll do the camera angles now, shall we? We're here. Bear with me. Okay, so that should start whizzing around in a minute. Go. As you can see in the top left, this session is about 14 kilometres, just a bit over. So it's a fair old session. It's another 9 miles. If you want to ask a question, please do. I think I can see Facebook chat. I think I can. when it gets to about 500 metres to go before the start of the session, first interval, then I'll take my jumper off. It's too cold at the moment. I'm going to warm into the session, I think. I don't think I'll start at full pelt. I am kind of training for a marathon. I've got London Marathon in April, but I've got a lot of other races before then, so I'm kind of not focusing fully on marathon training right now. So I haven't got a goal for this session. It's primarily, the goal is to try the session out and see how it feels on a treadmill. Normally you would do this session on the track, so you would run twice around the track in 3 minutes or 4 minutes or whatever it is that you're going for. But I'm not actually bothered about shooting for specific times today. It's just a case of doing the session to see how it feels. The computer does seem to be freezing a bit tonight. Not sure about that. So if you weren't here at the beginning, we're doing Yasso 800s tonight. This is a workout that I've just uploaded myself to my workouts folder. You won't be able to do it if you log into Zwift yourself. You have to manually create this. Bart Yasso was a trainer who noticed that if you do 10 sets of 800 meters, it correlates to your marathon time. So if your marathon time that you want to go for is 4 hours, if you can do 800 meters in 4 minutes 10 times, then you're well on the way to being able to achieve your goal. I am just testing this out tonight. I'm not going to go hell for leather. I haven't got a goal pace in mind, really. The computer's telling me that I need to go at 14.8 kilometers an hour. I probably won't do that.
If you are interested in running on Zwift, then you do need a few things. First and foremost, access to a treadmill. You may have your own, you may need to go to a gym, but it doesn't matter what kind of treadmill you use. Secondly, if you are on a Mac or a PC, you will need a foot pod, and that foot pod needs to be an Ant Plus foot pod. It needs to broadcast in Ant Plus. You will also need a USB stick to plug into your computer or Mac, and that will receive the signal from your Ant Plus foot pod. If you're using an iOS device, it could be an iPad, an iPhone, or even Apple TV, then you will need a Bluetooth foot pod, specifically a smart Bluetooth foot pod. You can get them from Polar, you can get a Stride, or you can get a Milestone foot pod. These all connect direct to your iOS device, so there's no need for anything extra. And that really is all you need to run on Zwift. So get that foot pod, get access to a treadmill, and we'll see you on Zwift very soon.
Okay, so just over 200 meters to go and we'll hit our first interval bit. 800 meters at a slightly faster pace than this. There it is, so there's the blue arch. So when we get to that blue arch, that's when we go. Long old session, we're doing 10 of these intervals. 10. 12, well over 12 kilometers until we finish this session. So I'm going to be here a while. Get yourself a cup of cocoa. Okay. Right, that'll do, I think, for the first one. 14.4, let's go down a little bit. Screen's frozen again. Something up with my internet connection tonight. Okay, we're going to keep it there for 800 meters. And we'll see how we cope. A bit faster. There's no point in going crazy when you know you've got 10 of these to do. You want to know that you've got something in the tank for the last 3, which will hurt. It's all relative, of course. $500 meters to go for this, and then we slow down. See, everyone who's doing a workout has got a little screen in front of them, the avatar. I've got a little green screen. See some guys there on the bikes, blue, green, grey screens. There's the finish archway, it's just up ahead, 200 meters. Trying to keep the heart rate in check. 153. Okay. A little bit of a twinge in my knee there. Okay, so 400 meters cool down, and then we go again. So that pace felt comfortable for me. I think I can do 10 at that pace. I think so. Much more, and I'd be working really hard. And having run this morning, I don't want to work really hard. Main objective is to just try out the session, see what it's like, see how it feels on a treadmill. Should be recovering a bit slower. So there's the green archway. That's the start of the next interval. So we'll do the same again. We'll go up to about 14 and a bit. If I wanted to do a 3-hour marathon, I'd have to be running those 800 meters at 16 kilometers an hour. So you can see that I'm way off that pace at the moment. Thanks Lundberg for the ride on. Thank you. Okay, 60 meters. Let's start upping the pace a bit. Okay. Again, just watching the heart rate. I don't want to go too high too early. Probably is going to hurt a bit later on. So we'll just keep it steady for now. That's halfway on interval number 2. Just under 400 meters to go. Look at that, 180 steps per minute. That's pretty optimal cadence. Find all your elite runners running around about that. If you can get anywhere near that, you're doing well with your cadence. There's the finish arch. Meters to go. Try and give that other runner a ride on in a second as well. Okay. I don't know if he'll come back on the screen. There he is back there. German runner. His name's not on the screen. I don't want to fiddle around too much trying to get to him. A bit slower on the cool down. So 400 metres, that's 2 done. I haven't actually timed how long it's taking me to run each interval, so let's just see. Like I said, if you want to do a 3-hour marathon, then you need to do your 800 metre interval in 3 minutes. That's 16 kilometres per hour. So I'm not running anything like that, but let's see if I'm running at a pace which would help me to finish a marathon in about 3 hours 20. Something like that maybe. So heart rate's come down, 125, that's good. Still early in the session. Go and look Bart Yasso up. Have a look on Google for Bart Yasso, or just type in Yasso 800s, have a read. A lot of people like the sessions. Some people think, what's the point, because there's no scientific basis for them. It's just you know, an accident that there seems to be a correlation between these 800 metre splits and your goal marathon finish time. So, getting ready for session for number 3. I'll time this on my watch and see how long it does take me. There we go. Always takes a little bit of time for it to get up to pace. That's about right, 14.4, 14.5. See how long it takes me to do the 800 metres. Oh blimey, it's gone to 14.8. What's that happened? Come down a bit. Don't want to go that fast. It takes ages to ramp up, doesn't it? I wonder if it's the treadmill. Let's keep it there. 14.5-ish. Heart rate 155, cadence 180, less than 10 kilometres to go.
are interested in running on Zwift, then you do need a few things. First and foremost, access to a treadmill. You may have your own, you may need to go to a gym, but it doesn't matter what kind of treadmill you use. Secondly, if you are on a Mac or a PC, you will need a foot pod, and that foot pod needs to be an Ant Plus foot pod. It needs to broadcast in Ant Plus. You will also need a USB stick to plug into your computer or Mac, and that will receive the signal from your Ant Plus foot pod. If you're using an iOS device, it could be an iPad, an iPhone, or even Apple TV, then you will need a Bluetooth foot pod, specifically a smart Bluetooth foot pod. You can get them from Polar, you can get a Stride, or you can get a Milestone foot pod. These all connect direct to your iOS device, so there's no need for anything extra. And that really is all you need to run on Zwift. So get that foot pod, get access to a treadmill, and we'll see you on Zwift very soon.
$50 meters to go, and then I'll stop the watch and I'll tell you what time I got. There you go, 3:18. So, if I do my long runs, if I do all my training, split speed sessions, hill sessions, long runs, I am currently on target to do a marathon in approximately 3 hours and 18 minutes. As long as I can do all these 10 in that time. Slow down a bit, just chill out. We are going a bit faster than the recommended. Well, mind you, I put that in, so recommended by me. I am looking at Facebook chat. I can see there are 1 or 2 people watching, so either you're regulars, so hello. But if you are new and you're confused about what you're seeing, do ask any questions. At the risk of repeating myself all the time, I do quite often go through what Zwift is and how you can get access to it. I'm sure you've already seen a little graphic with an audio piece that comes up telling you how you can run on Zwift. There are currently 3 courses. Today we're on Richmond. Richmond is a real world course, Richmond, USA. Widely regarded as the least popular of the 3 courses. The other one is London, the other real one is London, and the best course is Watopia. We love Watopia. It's an imaginary island, which means that Zwift can do whatever they like and make it interesting and exciting. Okay, 50 meters, and then we start interval number 4. We're not even halfway through yet, guys. Not even halfway through. It's a long old session, the hard old session, especially if you really pump it. So trying to keep it around 14.5. see at the bottom there, this kind of greyed out area and a red line. So that's my pace and my heart rate. The red line is my heart rate. The grey shaded area is my pace. Obviously you can see the interval sessions where it goes up and the rest where it comes down and my heart rate dips. Going a bit too fast. You can force the treadmill. So often you set the treadmill to go at a certain pace, but depending on how you push your legs and pull your legs, you can force the treadmill to go faster or slower. And sometimes you do that without realising. So I'm not touching the treadmill, and you can see the difference I'm making just by kind of pulling a bit more. So, I think that was number 4. Tim says it looks too easy for 14.8. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's sometimes difficult to tell, isn't it? Brian's asking me what treadmill I'm using. Nothing special, Brian. It's a Maxima Fitness treadmill. It literally cost me 200 quid on eBay. It's not Bluetooth connected. It's got programs that go up and incline that goes up. It reaches 20 kilometers an hour. Well, it says it does. But that's not what connects me to Zwift. I've got a foot pod that I'm wearing, and that connects to an Ant Plus stick on my computer, which in turn connects to the Zwift app on my computer. I'm also wearing a heart rate monitor. This is the original Stride heart rate monitor and power meter. But yeah, you don't need any special treadmill to connect to Zwift. Currently, Zwift doesn't support automatic incline, so if there is a hill on one of these courses here, the virtual courses, the runners will not feel that hill. Just going back to Tim, yeah, I mean, I suppose I'll put my watch on, Tim, and I'll tell you what my watch says I'm doing, and I'll tell you what the treadmill says I'm doing. I mean, the other night it was crazy because at slower speeds, the treadmill said I was going ridiculously slow, and at faster speeds, the treadmill said I was going ridiculously fast, but Zwift said I was going slow, so I don't know. Right, so let's bump it up again. I'm going to start the watch, and we'll go on to see what speed I'm doing on here. So I'll tell you, on here it goes up to about, I'm doing 13 13.4. Let's have a look. Right, so bear with me. Let's get up to speed. Right, the treadmill is reading 13.4 kilometers an hour. Zwift is reading 14.6 and my watch is reading 14.3. Make of that what you will. But when we were doing the fast intervals the other night, the treadmill was reading 17.9 and Zwift was saying 16 point something, 17, just on 17. You go back and have a look at that video. 14.2 on my watch, still 13.4 on the treadmill. Actually, that's another thing we could do, is we could test to see if I do 800 metres on the watch. This is number 5, so at the end of this we'll be over halfway. Well, no, we'll be halfway. .6 on the watch, 14.8 on Zwift. I didn't recalibrate today, by the way. I'm still calibrated at 15 kilometers an hour, so if that's making a difference. .3 on my watch, 14.7 on Zwift. Still 13.4 on the treadmill. Okay, there's the archway, the arch, just to say the end of the interval. Right, so what we'll do is stop the watch, reset. So I'll start the watch at the next interval, and based on what I did before, we should do the whole 800 metres in about 3 minutes 18 to 20 seconds, and it should read 800 metres on the watch, there or thereabouts. If it doesn't, then yeah, we have an issue. And it's my fault, because this clearly the calibration would be all wrong. But as I've said before, as long as you can show that you're working, as long as you can show that you're putting some effort in, and obviously I've said I'm not necessarily attempting to meet the 14.8 target today, seeing as I ran this morning.
running on Zwift, then you do need a few things. First and foremost, access to a treadmill. You may have your own, you may need to go to a gym, but it doesn't matter what kind of treadmill you use. Secondly, if you are on a Mac or a PC, you will need a foot pod, and that foot pod needs to be an Ant Plus foot pod. It needs to broadcast in Ant Plus. You will also need a USB stick to plug into your computer or Mac, and that will receive the signal from your Ant Plus foot pod. If you're using an iOS device, it could be an iPad, an iPhone, or even Apple TV, then you will need a Bluetooth foot pod, specifically a smart Bluetooth foot pod. You can get them from Polar, you can get a Stride, or you can get a Milestone foot pod. These all connect direct to your iOS device, so there's no need for anything extra. And that really is all you need to run on Zwift. So get that foot pod, get access to a treadmill, and we'll see you on Zwift very soon. If you are interested in running on Zwift, then you do need a few things. First and foremost, access to a treadmill. You may have your own, you may need to go to a gym, but it doesn't matter what kind of treadmill you use. Secondly, If you are on a Mac or a PC, you will need a foot pod, and that foot pod needs to be an Ant Plus foot pod. It needs to broadcast in Ant Plus. You will also need a USB stick to plug into your computer or Mac, and that will receive the signal from your Ant Plus foot pod. If you're using an iOS device, it could be an iPad, an iPhone, or even Apple TV, then you will need a Bluetooth foot pod, specifically a smart Bluetooth foot pod. You can get them from Polar, you can get a Stride, or you can get a Milestone foot pod. These all connect direct to your iOS device, so there's no need for anything extra. And that really is all you need to run on Zwift. So get that foot pod, get access to a treadmill, and we'll see you on Zwift very soon. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, okay, you've got something there. It's not great, but it's something. Sorry, my mic seems to have died, and I don't. Oh, now it's come on again. Has it? Hang on a minute. That's a bit weird. Let me just turn this up again. This has ruined my session, hasn't it? 1, 2, 1, 2. No, that's working again. What's going on there? 1, 2, 1, 2. Madness. Right, let me turn this one down.
So, is that working now? That's working, isn't it? 1, 2, 1, 2. Let me just check again. Go down here, hang on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. Right, you should have sound, guys. Scott asks, how much did my mic setup cost? To be perfectly truthful with you, I do not know because it's been given to me. Yeah, it was a kind of gift, so I actually don't know, but it's a Rode Podcaster mic. So if you have a look at the Rode Podcaster mic and the boom arm. Right, we've got one interval to do that I need to get on with doing. So let's just do this interval, shall we? And get this session over and done with. Sorry, I just wanted to fix the mic for you because there's no point in doing this session if you can't hear what I'm saying. Although that might be a blessing, of course. Right, I've skived off this last little bit, haven't I? We should have got this done by now. Never mind. Let's go for it. Just 2 kilometres left now. Really sorry about that mic problem. No idea why it turned itself off and then managed to turn itself back on again. I certainly didn't really do anything, I don't think. Okay, last one. Let's go. You know when you stop for a bit and the sweat goes cold on you? That's what's happened to me. So for all the cyclists, this is a really steep little climb. For me, it makes no difference whatsoever. Sorry guys. So this is where you can overtake all the cyclists. Meters to go. Don't crash on me, come on. $300 to go. There's the finish. Oh. There we are. So, 10 times 800 meters with 400 meter rests. 2 kilometer warm up, 1 kilometer cool down. That's.
If you are interested in running on Zwift, then you do need a few things. First and foremost, access to a treadmill. You may have your own, you may need to go to a gym, but it doesn't matter what kind of treadmill you use. Secondly, if you are on a Mac or a PC, you will need a foot pod, and that foot pod needs to be an Ant Plus foot pod. It needs to broadcast in Ant Plus. You will also need a USB stick to plug into your computer or Mac, and that will receive the signal from your Ant Plus foot pod. If you're using an iOS device, it could be an iPad, an iPhone, or even Apple TV, then you will need a Bluetooth foot pod, specifically a smart Bluetooth foot pod. You can get them from Polar, you can get a Stride, or you can get a Milestone foot pod. These all connect direct to your iOS device, so there's no need for anything extra. And that really is all you need to run on Zwift. So get that foot pod, get access to a treadmill, and we'll see you on Zwift very soon.
So 700 meters to go, just cooling down now. End of I was going to say a tough session. I didn't go all out. I did 10 miles this morning, and I didn't want to have a really hard session this evening, but I thought I'd like to test out this Yasso 800. We should call it a Yahoo 800. Yasso 800 session that I made. I just wrote it and uploaded it to my workout folder in my Zwift folder on my computer. So you can do custom workouts for running on Zwift, although it's not officially available yet. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Appreciate, it's been an hour and 12 minutes, and a lot of that time my microphone hasn't been working, and I apologise for that. I didn't know, I couldn't see, but I didn't notice that the green light had gone off, and I've no idea why it did go off, to be perfectly honest with you. But there we are, it did. If you're interested, I did a commission for the London Marathon with my mate Martin Yelling last year. We ran the London Marathon together and we filmed it, and we've produced about 15 or 16 short films. If you go to the London Marathon Facebook page, and you'll find every week, there's been 2 so far, every week we're releasing another little film, only about 40 or 50 seconds long, just talking you through the London Marathon stage by stage. I'm filming it, Martin does the talking. Another little film my run project. If you like running videos, if you like watching films of real life running, marathons, ultras, please go and have a look at the Film My Run YouTube page. It's got, not quite 100, but a good number of marathons and ultras around the country, and a few in different countries, Italy, France, Spain, all filmed on my little GoPro. Thanks for the ride on, Eric. That guy is the founder of Zwift, Eric Min. He gives everyone a lot of support on the Zwift Riders Facebook page, the Zwift Runners. He's been running and cycling on Zwift since the beginning, obviously, because he's the founder, along with John Mayfield. So if you're interested in custom workouts for running, there's 2 or 3 of us who can do them for you. If you get in touch with us on the Facebook page, the Zwift Runners Facebook page, say what session you'd like, and we'll see if we can write one for you. This one, I mean, if you don't understand about pacing, Zwift will set your pace for you. So based on previous runs and based on your manual input of what you've done before, so say for instance your 5k time is 25 minutes, you can input that into Zwift and it will automatically adjust the pace that you need to run for certain interval sessions, certain custom workouts. So it's set, that has been set for me. So one flaw with this Yasso 800 session, of course, is that if you want to do a marathon in 4 hours, so you want to do each 800 metre split in 4 minutes, you need to be able to work out at what pace you need to be going to get that, and then put it manually into Zwift. Anyway, there we are. That's it, guys. Workout finished. And I'm not doing any more. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A little gap and then 10. Okay. Press OK. And we'll wait for the menu to come up. There it is. And then typically the mouse stops working. Click that. So there's a little synopsis of what we've done today. We've run 14.6 kilometres. It's taken 1 hour and 16 minutes. Is that right? Time 1:16? Yeah. Right, let me just go to my main screen. Not that one. Bear with me. That one there. Okay. So you can always tell how hard somebody's worked by the sweat coming off them at the end. And if you go into my Strava account, if you look at my Strava, you can see my heart rate. You can see that I probably haven't been in anaerobic zone 5, but I have been working probably in zone 4, threshold zone. And 10 lots of 800 at whatever pace is not easy, is it? That's it, guys. Thanks very much for joining me. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Do join me again. I keep saying one day I'll get on the bike. I do need to get on the bike because I want to go and explore this new Leith Hill, the new London expansion. There we are. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching.